There are things that limit men. One of them is the lack of self-control. What you don't control today will come and control the things that will make you tomorrow. Don't smile with what can kill you. Don't be proud of destiny killers. Destiny killers are not witches. Destiny killers are character. Ode ka se ope bufu anu ani age me makoma and I me ode adem de be yew and I me de ya me you say ada waketue ban obepi obe make sure say won sanka waketue. Your own anger can be your own limitation. Your own lust can be your own devil. Your impatience can be your devil. Another word of no more limitation must be no more lust. Another word for no more limitation must be no more anger. Some of you, another word of no more limitation must be no more prayerlessness. Another word for no more limitation must be no more disobedience. Anger can let you speak to God and punish you later. So the fact that you have met God face to face doesn't mean anger can't deal with you. That is why you will leave deliverance service. And if you didn't deliver yourself from a character and it was only a demon you delivered yourself with, you will realize later that the character is a higher brother of the demon. That your character was the senior brother of the demon you cast out. Your jealousy, your hatred. And one ebemu ashiri when munya. Wakono born in and one ebemu ashiri. Atro and one ebemu ashiri ni munya. Akayoni bufu and one ebemu ashiri. You are not above Moses. Ebemu ashiri. Krono nema Judas ashiri nedi. You may be wise, but lust will teach you a lesson. Solomon was the wisest man, but lust taught him a lesson. So wisdom doesn't mean you can handle lust. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. This is what a man was made of. But, verse 4, unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed. Then defiled thou it. He went up to my couch, stable as water. In other words, he had lust problem. He went to his father's couch to defile it, slept with his father's wife. And one thing about him could cancel about 5 glorious things that he was made of, that should have contributed to his destiny. You are the first of a man's power, strength, excellency. Yet one unstable thing swallowed everything. And the man was limited because of 1 against about 4. So you can be prayerful, you can know scriptures, you can be the firstborn, you can be intelligent, but one thing can swallow, shroud, bury. All the things that if somebody who is not under that thing should get 1, he will make it. All the things that is said of Reuben, if another person has just 1, he will make it in life. But a negative thing in his life could swallow all and make him an ordinary man. And this is where his limitation happened. Do you know that the whole tribes, 12 tribes of Israel, the least in number was Reuben, and the highest in number that died was Reuben? Anything killed the Reubenites. Anything killed the Reubenites. They were the least in number because their father was excellent, strong, wise, powerful. Whatever it is was described of their father, but he had one problem, lust. And the lust could make nothing of all the precious qualities of their father. Stop saying I can fast. One error, one negative character can swallow your fasting grace. Stop bragging yourself. Look at the list of things that Reuben was spoken of. But one thing could limit him. He's unstable as water. In other words, he couldn't make a decision for his lust. Unstable. So it was his lust that is directing and driving him, making his decisions, everything about him, unstable. So a man of dignity, yet lust buried dignity. A man of power, lust buried power. A man of excellence, lust buried him. And his father could stand and say, you're unstable, you're not excel. First class without self-control. Talent without self-control. A singer without self-control. I'm finished. There are things that limit men. One of them is the lack of self-control. Last. There was something in him that could bury glorious things in him. No matter how you try, you can never hide a negative thing. Sometimes they are 1, they are 2, but they'll show up and bury 5 good things. They'll show up and bury 10 good things and make you nothing. What you don't control today will come and control the things that will make you tomorrow. Simon and Levi are brethren, instruments of cruelty in their habitations. Oh my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly, my honor, be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they take down a wall. Then he moves to Reuben and handles the anger and the cruelty of another group, Simon and Levi. And he said that cruelty is in their habitation. I don't want my soul to be part of their secret. In other words, don't tell me their secret. They have done too many things under the dark. They are too dangerous. Anger has controlled them so much I don't want to hear. When your father doesn't want to know your secret because they are too painful, he doesn't want to know. Anytime you go out, you come back with a bloody hand. You come back with a bloody hand. Obi mfumo emanim tremungo. Bia Simon and Levi. Omabufu emuye bibia omu papa se mempese makoma ebeti no omuye enkorai di Musa. And God even chose one of them and called priests to come out of them. And the greatest man of the Old Testament came from Levi. The man called Moses came out of Levi. And he started a move that has never been. And when he was so close to entering the Canaan, his anger. What his father couldn't deal with, and to stop the shining star of his great-grandson, a limitation that showed up. Something can stop you if you don't deal with it. Don't smile with what can kill you. Don't be proud of destiny killers. Destiny killers are not witches. Destiny killers are character. The first character was lust. The second was anger and cruelty. And it was his great-grandson that suffered. Abufuo tenu mane brave for 80 years. Showed up after 80 years and said, I won't let you have the reward of your suffering. I am around. I bury all your rewards. I bury all your effort. Ode ka se ope abufuo anu ani agi me makoma and I me odi adem de be yew and I me de ya me you say ada waketue ba no obepi make sure say won sanka waketue. And Moses suffered for what his great grandfather couldn't deal with. There are limitations. God has promised Abraham that in your seed I'll bring out a nation. And God found the seed. And the seed was called Jacob. And he said, if you don't bless me, I won't let you go. If you don't bless me, I won't let you go. He said, what is your name? He said, my name is Jacob. He said, no Jacob can raise a nation. What I know in heaven is Israel. That means as long as you are named Jacob, you can't raise a nation. And the name was changed. The moment the name was changed, a nation was born out of a man. Does that mean your own name can be your own limitation? Your own anger can be your own limitation. Your own lust can be your own devil. Your impatience can be your devil. Another word of no more limitation must be no more lust. Another word for no more limitation must be no more anger. Some of you, another word of no more limitation must be no more prayerlessness. Another word for no more limitation must be no more disobedience. Some of you, as we shout no more limitation, you must be shouting no more pornography because it has made you unstable. It is pornography that made you sleep with a girl. It has made you unstable like water. Worship will not 10 years affect your destiny. I'm telling you. But whilst we are shouting no more limit, you should be shouting no more porno. Be shouting no more masturbation. You should be shouting no more anger. Some of you know your anger. You know your situation. There are women, you cannot stay with one man. You can sleep with 3 men in a day. So whilst we shout no more limitation, shout no more sex. Shout it. Shout it. I'm sure that Levi was in paradise watching what was happening to his great son Moses, because Moses has become the greatest man that ever lived. He could speak to God face to face. But you see, anger can let you speak to God and punish you later. So the fact that you have met God face to face doesn't mean anger can't deal with you. If you met God and you didn't ask God to deal with your anger, anger will wait and deal with you later. The Bible says that I speak to Moses. God said I speak to Moses as a friend speaks to his friend. I speak to Moses as a friend speaks to his friend. But anger still dealt with him. He said, I give you people dreams and visions. But to Moses, one-on-one. And the one-on-one is not 5 minutes. One-on-one was 40 days. Continuous one-on-one for 40 days. A man knew God one-on-one for 40 days. And it was not that the meeting was ending. It was because they raised idols. Then God said, go and check on them. If not, it wouldn't be 40 days. It would have gone for this. And God was comfortably speaking to flesh and blood for 40 days. Yet the flesh and blood left and anger dealt with him. That is why you will leave deliverance service. And if you didn't deliver yourself from a character, and it was only a demon you delivered yourself with, you will realize later that the character is a higher brother of the demon. That your character was the senior brother of the demon you cast out. There are the true agents of limitations. There are the true sponsors of limitations. They are not in hell. They are in our flesh. Your jealousy, your hatred. And no one ebemu ashiri when you wakono born in and one ebemu ashiri. Atro, and no one ebemu ashiri ni munyam. Akayo ni bufu and one ebemu ashiri. You are not above Moses. Ebemu ashiri. Krono nema Judas ashiri nedi. You may be wise, but last will teach you a lesson. Solomon was the wisest man, but last taught him a lesson. So wisdom doesn't mean you can handle last. You can be wise and be a chaser of women. The same way, meeting God doesn't mean you can handle anger. That is the same way. Having wisdom doesn't mean you can handle last. So the last man, that was the wisest man on earth before Jesus came, ended up with women that took him to idols. Wisdom was corrupted by lust. There are things that are heavy in our flesh. People of God, it's the little things, the little things. The little things that spoils the vine. Where you are no keke, catch your man. You simply can't control your tongue. There are some people, it's pride. There are some people disrespect, dishonor, speaking against authority, they fighting authority. That is how mighty things are swallowed up in your life. To a man like Samson, it was simple, unguarded love. Samson was not lustful, he loved. Samson was not going for sex only. But he already left a woman. So it was not just, his head was on the woman's lap. It was comfort, it was love. Unguarded love. Guarded love swallowed up his destiny at once. Have you not seen people who fell in love and lost interest in ministry? Have you not seen people who fell in love and didn't travel to go to further their education again? Have you not seen people who fell in love and didn't go for their posting in another region, swallowing up destinies because of unguarded affections and love? I'm talking about little things spoils the vine. And many of us are there saying that this is my weakness. Your weakness is your devil. Your weakness is your devil. Everybody has got one. A devil in hell and a devil in flesh. Everybody has got some. Devil in hell and a devil in flesh. If you don't take care, you focus on the devil in hell until you realize that the devil in flesh can stop you from seeing God. The devil in flesh can stop you from seeing destiny. The reason why the devil in hell does not come out more often is because the devil in flesh is doing a good job. Your pride is doing the job for the devil. Your anger is doing the job for the devil. Your lust is doing the job for the devil. Many things are doing the job for the devil. So he doesn't have to step out because the flesh is at work. So whenever Jesus said crucify yourself, he's talking about the lust of the flesh. Handle it. Talk about the lust of the flesh, not just desire for sex. It's all these things, the pride of life, the filthy communications, the corrupt thoughts, the anger, the dishonor, the disrespect, the uncontrolled speakings that have swallowed up destinies and have limited it, have become a barrier in saying that you are not going to your next level, not going to your next level. The worst of it is when you are casting out a devil who is not meant to live. What do? Because you are casting out the wrong devil. Think he came from hell. You don't know that he stems out of the blood. So you call the devil in the flesh addiction, and you call the devil in hell an enemy, and you think for addiction is permitted. So it's not. Go and read Revelation 22, you'll find out the people who make it to heaven and the people who make it to hell. You realize that all liars, all sorcerers. So as simple as lying is, it is the qualification for hell. And anything that can take you to hell has the qualification and the power to stop any move of God in your life. Until we don't have small lies and big lies, we only have lies. And Jesus made it clear, every liar has his father to be the devil. Only open your eyes to simple things. What is not yours, you pick it up. You keep on saying, I'm born again. I'm born again. Sir, you are in trouble. Many things will be limited around you. And never assume that the fact that you met God one-on-one, anger has respected you. Moses stayed with God one-on-one for 40 days. Anger still didn't respect him. He showed up at the time he wanted to show up and stop Moses from advancing. And anger used Moses against God himself. He didn't use Moses against people. He used Moses against God. The little foxes in your life will wait and use you at the time of destiny. Cry and tell the Lord, the sponsors of my limitation, The sponsors my limitation. Let's finish 7 days fasting. The next thing is that a girl says, I'm coming to visit you. And suddenly you lose your power to say, don't come. Your mouth is too heavy to say, I'm busy. Your hand begins to shake, typing, I don't think I'm around. And after 7 days, a woman comes and sleeps with you. And you think it's normal. No, that was a distraction to destiny. And you'll finish and go and fight your family witches. And what you don't know is that the last of your flesh came that witch at that moment. And your family witch only celebrated what the witch of the flesh has done. Most of the celebrations in hell is not done by devils. It is the works of the flesh. That's why the Bible states the works of the flesh, the lust of the flesh, and the works of the spirit. Galatians 5. The Bible speaks of it, the works of the flesh are manifest. Galatians 5:19, they are manifest, which are adultery. A married man or woman chasing other people. That's called adultery if you don't know. Fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, desire, wrongful desire, idolatry, but witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, akayo, ebufu, wrath, strife, seditions, empapamu, heresies, atro, deceptions, envies. You see, he's using S, envies, murders, drunkenness, bro, and sabro, revelings, atiatia, and yet didiatem, and such like. Such I said, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in the time past, that they will do these things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Last time I explained this in one of my sermons, that the Greek word for the inherit there is not just talking about heaven or hell. It's talking about association with God, that you can't have a direct influence from God. You are denied from the influence of heaven. You are not a hair. Have you not seen that there might be something? What they are sharing so she only pedium uko peduma interview ya fadi aka ya amfa uko pevisa ya fadi aka ya amfa unhunu say there is an impediment, but once what tia hunhum nya ansa na uko, but you forgot to tia your flesh into make us say only bema the fee and akoy make us say only oba the fee na akoy one tia ni pedua tia bonsam. Before you shout at the devil, shout at your flesh. Same way asema makachel o dia same way to akumum ya. Your life will change forever. Before you shout at the devil, shout at your flesh. Because your flesh is a senior brother of the devil. The devil only celebrates what your flesh does and then comes to thank your flesh. That thank you. Thank you for saving me. Giving me a lot of work. And the flesh too will thank the devil. That thank you for covering me. Because they said it's you, but it's me. So they both thank themselves, two devils. One will say, thank you for saving me a lot of work. Another say, thank you for covering me, because when I did it, they pointed you. The lust of the flesh, pride of life. Save me. Save me from me.
Save me from me.
Deliver me.
Deliver me.
The agents of flesh.
The agents of flesh.
Agents of limitation.
The agents of limitation.
Deliver me, Lord.
Deliver me,
Lift up your voice.